too long didn't watch. 307,000 people have heard about the boycott, and some content creators are telling you not to participate in it because there aren't enough people involved for it to do anything.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
Space Coconut.
There are two types of content creators that talk about the boycott. Those who say we shouldn't try because it won't work, and those like myself who say, I don't think this will work, but we should try. Today, we're going to take part in two different discussions from two other content creators talking about the boycott. While they're entitled to their opinion and observations of the facts available, I think it's important to point something out that both of these creators have in common in regards to their statements. In short, Dowsy and Cauliflower both don't think a boycott will work because there isn't enough support for it. There aren't enough people, right? This is a fair statement, but in their dismissal of the effectiveness of boycotts, they're forgetting what makes boycotts work in the first place: word of mouth. Kala goes on a debatedly uneducated rant about why players are boycotting the shop and how it'll never work because there aren't enough people to support it. Her viewers, as a result, may feel more inclined to ignore the boycott because they feel it will fail based on her logic, which leads to fewer people participating in the boycott. But let me remind you that she's a fog whisperer. There's a pretty good chance that if she made a video in support of the boycott, she would lose her fog whisperer status pretty quickly. If that's the case, she'll probably take the safe route and discourage players from participating in the boycott. Just like Kala, Dowsy said that because the stream charts showed record high active players for the game, that it reflected numbers of console players that were playing the game. Let me remind you that the majority of issues are for console players, and Steam keeps track of PC players. He probably didn't mean to mislead his viewers, but the results are the same. He's discouraging his viewers from participating by showing the numbers while saying you can do it if you want, but you're delusional if you think it'll work. Here's the thing. Boycotts work because people stand together, and people stand if they have someone to stand together with. I'm part of the boycott and making videos like this because of that Reddit post. 4Felix stood up first, and I stood up after. Thousands of people agreed, and thousands more have had the idea brought to them. Some of them are standing with us, and some of them are not. Kala talks about how few people even read Reddit, and how it'll do nothing. And Dowsy shares a similar sentiment. But these two creators, in their short-sighted dismissal of the boycott, are forgetting what makes boycotts work in the first place. What would have happened if these two creators talked about the Reddit post in support of the boycott to drive behavior to improve aspects of the game that they felt should be improved? More people would be moved to join the boycott, creating more noise and bringing more attention to it. Same thing with every other content creator. Check this out. The Reddit thread right now has 6.7 thousand likes and 1.3 thousand comments, with an unknown number of views. The video I posted about the Reddit thread has 28,000 views. Mr. Gim's video about it has almost 10,000 views. Sharpshot made a video that has almost 68,000 views, and he does an absolutely exquisite job explaining what the boycott is, why players are boycotting, and what he's going to do. I highly encourage you to take a peek at his video and share it with other content creators, because it's a very good take and explanation as to why we're doing this in the first place. Pebsy has a video with 19.3 thousand views. Riesel Khan's video has almost 3,000 views, Dowsey's video has 55,000 views, Kala's video has 2,000 views, and a video of Darva's stance on the boycott has 41.5 thousand views. Scott Junn's video about a boycott has 74,000 views, and while his video was talking about a boycott to stop playing the game for a short period of time, he does mention boycotting buying stuff, even though the video as a whole is cynical in nature. Add to that many smaller content creators making videos about the boycott as well. And while not all of the videos are for the boycott, their reason is because they believe there isn't enough support for it. But all of the videos I listed total over 300,000 people who have heard the call for a boycott. The player count as I'm writing this is 85,775. 20,000 fewer players than the peak on release of Resident Evil, and less than 1/3 of the number of people who have become aware of the boycott through content creator videos. This is only the PC playership, by the way. We don't know the numbers for other platforms. If those 307,000 players participated in the boycott, what would happen? What would happen if those people continued to talk about it on Reddit and Twitter and continued making videos? How about a history lesson? Slave-made sugar was boycotted in 1791, which prompted change for that industry after the financial hit they took from it. A paper owned by the owner of Ford published anti-Semitic articles, which led to a boycott of the cars he made, which eventually led to the shutdown of the paper due to the financial hit Ford took in the 1920s. Everyone knows about Rosa Parks sitting in the bus, but if they kept reading about the event, they would learn that Rosa's arrest led to a citywide boycott of the bus transportation system. The boycott ran for 361 days and nearly bankrupted the bus company until the Supreme Court ruled segregation on transportation was illegal. Now, the importance of those issues are way more important than that of a video game, but they highlight the power money holds over companies and the power regular people have over their own money. Kala is right in that Behaviour doesn't care about the players. They care about our money, which is why the boycott has the potential to bring about a change in the company's focus. It doesn't matter how many people are playing the game. What matters is how many of them are spending money. The trick, of course, is finding content creators who are willing to speak out and stand up for the rest of the community instead of telling us just to give up on the boycott because it'll never work, or making excuses for Behaviour. With that in mind, let me share with you why I'm part of the boycott and why I think it's the best course of action for us right now. The game is in desperate need of an Operation Health, and the devs have said before that they don't plan on doing anything like that. It's my hope that the boycott would drive the devs to reconsider a health patch that focused on the biggest issues on the game before shoveling out more DLCs at their current pace. If DLCs were created at a pace that gave the dev team time enough to balance and properly test the patch before its release, we wouldn't have the issues we currently have with Resident Evil and a map that was disabled for a month after its release because it didn't function correctly, among other gameplay issues that still exist after years. Personally, I hope for a focus on the foundation of the game and for them to finally define a win condition.
And I can already hear the fanboys and apologists booting up their excuses. Every game has launch issues, Joe. No, stop it.
No. Stop making excuses for people who delayed a game for 9 months to put it out in this state. Stop. This is why games continue to come out in this state, because people like you are making excuses for people like them. It is not appropriate. This is not how video games should have to work. There are literally companies you can hire to stress test your servers for you to make sure this shit doesn't happen. And they chose not to do that, so they don't get credit for working on the weekend because they didn't do their fucking job for the last 9 months. That is not how this works. Games come out unfinished because you people keep apologizing for them. Go, oh no, it's fine. No, this big plate of spaghetti's got shit all over it, but it's fine. The spaghetti underneath still good. No, stop it. That is not how this works. You as a consumer, you paid your money, you deserve better. Have some more fucking self-respect.
It's very simple. We as consumers deserve to be treated with respect by the company we are investing in. And this boycott is the manifestation of the frustration players have with the various issues in the game. And I'm telling you right now that whether you hate me or love me, as a fellow DBD player that is frustrated with the game, I'm standing with you for a better Dead by Daylight. like the video if you think Behavior can do better, and share the video if you think the boycott can succeed. Until next time, I'm Space Coconut, and you're welcome.